So here's the deal. There's a lot of misinformation out there about what supplements are best when it comes to fighters. Which ones should we take? What shouldn't we take? Which is safe for us? Which is going to make us fail a drug test? What's a steroid? I know it's very confusing. So in today's video, I'm gonna clear the noise. We're gonna be talking about the 3 best supplements all fighters should be using for next level performance. Stick around. What's going on? Coach Adam here, back with another Fight Science video. You know the deal, our mission is to make fight science simple. If you're new to the channel, we're here every other Monday breaking down strength, conditioning, nutrition, weight cutting for combat athletes, basically anything you need to be a better athlete on or off the mat. I got you covered. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that we're dropping. And if you're feeling generous today, hit the like button, show some love, support the channel. So today we're talking supplements. Supplements are a big topic. Every athlete is looking for that little edge or that little secret that's going to give them that advantage in their competition or just let them dominate and have a long career. Today we're going to be breaking down the 3 best supplements to take a fighter's performance to the next level. But before we talk about the supplements, it's very important to understand that supplementation is not a replacement for science-backed training that's specific for the athlete, high quality sleep, solid nutrition, and a strong mindset. Okay, supplements do not replace this. Once all of that's in place, your training, your nutrition, your sleep, your hydration, your mindset, once all of that is in place, then we can talk about implementing supplements. The second thing that's very important to keep in your mind is anytime you're looking at supplements, especially if you're competing in sport, you want to make sure that they're tested and certified by a third-party program. This means an outside lab is testing the purity of the supplements. Sometimes supplement companies will put other ingredients in their supplements either to make it less expensive to make, or maybe they'll put some antibiotics in there so you'll get better results. And A, these are not good for our health, and B, if you're a professional athlete, you're probably gonna pop off on some kind of drug test and it could hurt your career. So make sure, I'm gonna drop an image right here. This is what it means to be third-party certified and tested. So anytime you're buying supplements, look out for some of these certifications. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we can jump into the fun stuff and start talking some supplements. Okay, so the first supplement that you may want to consider taking to help increase your performance is also probably one of the most overly used and abused supplements that's out there, and that would be caffeine. So caffeine is a stimulant and it does a bunch of things, and I'm sure you've had caffeine before. It gives you more energy, it makes you more alert, it increases your focus and your cognitive function, and it just improves overall athletic performance. But the caveat here is that we have to use it in the right amount. See, caffeine is widely overused and abused by so many people. From the second we wake up, we're drinking coffee, we're downing energy drinks, we're getting caffeine all throughout the day just to try to stay awake. And if we overdo it with caffeine, then we're not going to get any of the benefits that caffeine can give us for athletic performance. We'll start to develop some dependencies, we'll become reliant on caffeine, our tolerance will definitely go up, so it won't have the same effects. And if we consume too much caffeine, it could have some negative effects on our heart and our health as well. So what are some of the recommended dosages on caffeine? Well, first and foremost, all of the recommended dosages that I'm going to throw out for all of our supplements come directly from the UFC Performance Institute. Shout out to my man Charles Stull over there, the head dietitian. They do a lot of work to analyze the research and put out the latest information and science-backed data on supplementation and just sport performance for combat sports. So a lot of our protocols have been adapted from what they're putting out. As far as caffeine is concerned, a good dosage to consider to improve your athletic performance would be anywhere from 3 to 6 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight. We want to consume this probably around 60 minutes before you're doing any kind of exercise or training, so the caffeine has time to get into your system. It can improve your cognitive function and your overall performance. It can stimulate you and get you ready to go. And honestly, going anywhere over 9 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight is actually going to start to do more harm than good. And this is where some of our adverse health side effects may come into play. So caffeine, it's a good one as long as we're not abusing it, we're using it in the right dose, and we're using it at the right time. The second supplement that you may want to consider using to improve your athletic performance in combat sports, it's one of my favorite supplements. It's creatine. So before we talk about what creatine is, let's chat about what creatine isn't. Creatine is not a steroid. Creatine is not illegal. Creatine is not bad for you. Creatine is actually the most scientifically researched supplement that exists. And out of all the supplements that we're going to talk about, it actually has the most data to support that it really does something to improve your performance. So creatine has a lot of great benefits. The main thing that it does is enhance our ability to repeat bouts of high intensity exercise. Think about your most explosive, your most intense work, up to 6 seconds. Maybe these are your knockout strikes, or you're doing a hard scramble in wrestling. Supplementation with creatine is going to increase how long you can perform this really high intensity work. As a result of being able to do more work at higher intensities, you're probably going to see some kind of increase in lean muscle mass as well, just as a side effect. And on top of that, recent studies have shown that creatine can have a positive impact on your mind as well. It has been shown to improve cognitive function, focus, alertness, memory, and motor control as well. So we get it, creatine is a super supplement, it's a cheat code, everyone should be using it. What's the dosage? How should we be taking it? So in the first 7 days, we want to take 20 grams daily, and we want to break them up into doses of 3 to 5 grams. So for example, I'm going to have 4 5-gram doses every day for the first 7 days. After our initial loading phase, then we want to continue to take creatine daily, but we only need to take 3 to 5 grams a day for it to have the benefits on our performance and on our brain. It's important to note that taking creatine may increase some water retention. So in my combat athletes that struggle to cut weight, or maybe you have some pretty big weight cuts, or you're just a little more anxious about the weight cutting process, it may be worth cutting out creatine the week leading up to your weight cut, just so we don't have that extra water retention and it's easier to lose the weight. But this is why it's so important to work with a weight cutting specialist that understands you, that understands your body, that understands how to guide you the right way. Like on our team, I have athletes that we cut creatine out 2 weeks before they make weight. I have other athletes that take creatine all the way through the weight cut because they have no issue making weight. So it really depends on the individuality of the athlete and making sure that you have the right coach to guide you through it. On top of that, like any supplement really, if you have a known kidney issue, then you may want to avoid supplementations like creatine. But if your kidneys are healthy, creatine is literally going to have no negative side effect on your body. So if you're a fighter that's looking to max out your performance, you may want to consider some creatine. And the third and final supplement that you may want to consider to take your performance to the next level is, drum roll, beta-alanine. Okay, so like all the supplements that we talked about today, beta-alanine is not a steroid, it's not a drug, it's not illegal, and it's safe for most people to take. So what does beta-alanine do? So when we do high intensity exercise, anywhere from 30-second bursts to intervals of 10 minutes, like a fight, right? We start to feel this acidity, this burning sensation in our arms and our legs. And what happens here is we have different kinds of metabolic waste, things like hydrogen ions that build up and cause acidity in our muscles. This acidity leads to fatigue, and eventually it causes us to burn out and not be able to sustain that high intensity output of work. Beta-alanine is a buffer for this acidity. So basically when we're supplementing with beta-alanine will increase how long it takes for that acidity to cause fatigue, and it will allow us to increase how long we can sustain that high intensity work. And we can put that work out for a long time. So in relation to a fight, if I'm able to push a high intensity pace longer than my opponent, I'm gonna be able to dominate them much more effectively in the ring. So we know what beta alanine does. How much beta alanine should we take? So it's important to understand that we need to be supplementing with beta alanine for at least 21 days to start experiencing the effects of the supplement. If you can take it for longer, great, but we need at least 21 days in order for it to start benefiting our performance and our training. A general rule of thumb, as far as dosing the beta alanine is concerned, we want to aim to get 65 milligrams of beta alanine per kilogram of body weight a day. And we want to take that dose and we want to split it up into 3 or 4 servings of 0.8 to 1.6 grams of beta alanine daily. We want to take it daily for at least 21 days. Like I said, if you can do it for longer, great, but we need those 21 days to feel the benefit. Some side effects that you might feel from taking beta alanine, the main one is called paresthesia. This is basically just tingling that you might feel in your face or in your hands or in your arms. Beta alanine is in a lot of popular pre-workouts, so if you've ever felt like your face tingling because of a pre-workout, it's most likely because of beta alanine. Don't worry, this doesn't mean anything is wrong. Some people experience it, some people don't. It's totally normal. After about a week or two of consistent supplementation, all the tingles are gonna go away and you're gonna be fine. So if you're a combat athlete that's serious about having a dominant career or just pushing your pace and having the highest performance possible, then you may want to consider adding beta alanine to your routine. It's a superpower, it's a hack, and it'll give you superpowers. So there you have it, with all of the misinformation and confusion and just the long list of supplements that exist out there. These are 3 that you may want to consider taking. They have the most research behind them in increasing performance in combat athletes. Like I said in the beginning of the video, supplementation is not a replacement for organized training, proper sleep, great hydration, a good mindset, and balanced nutrition. Once these 5 areas are dialed in and performed at a high level, then we can consider adding supplementation. Before we take any kind of supplements or substances, talk to a professional, talk to a doctor, make sure that they're safe to take for you. Everybody's a little bit different. And if you're a serious fighter, it's probably a good idea to have a coach that understands the science behind all this to guide you through it, so you're not guessing and you're not doing it all on your own. Like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure any supplements that you take are tested and certified for a third-party program to make sure that they're pure. I want to know in the comments, let me know down below, what supplements do you have in your stack for your performance, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Peace.